Whose turn is it?
Yeah, very nice.
Best of the week.
Look at that cool koozie you have for your beverage.
Yeah. Analog Man liked it on Instagram. That's pretty cool.
Hey, there you go. Best of the week on Craigslist. Newburyport, Massachusetts, for $875. A Dr. Z Maz 18 reverb head. Yeah, so this is there are two versions of these floating around. There's kind of the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. This is a Mark 1. Great. We featured one of these last week or the week before.
Yeah, you've been all over those.
I've been all over these lately. The thing that stuck out for this one. I mean, this one's used. It's got some marks on it. It's in good condition, but not brand new. But you're not gonna find one of these for that cheap.
Out of Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, we have a John Lennon edition Rickenbacker for $3,800. Sorry, $3,800. Oh, is that pretty? I think someone had mentioned about a John Lennon edition Ovation that they have being really nice. Sure, but this is probably really, really nice.
Yeah. It's hard to find a better looking guitar. Next one for me, out of Hingham, Massachusetts, for $3,000. A 1974 Fender Strat. Ash body, maple neck. 70s are not known for the best time in Fender, but you find some good ones out there, and this one looks pretty good. This one had some work done, I guess, according to the guy in the late 70s. It had like a small route with a phase switch added. That's all been taken out, put back to stock. Original pickups, original hardware with a case. 70 stuff for Fenders is going up in price, so $3,000 is not out of the realm. So, yep.
Out of Belmont, we have a Harmony Rocket H56 with a vibrato. These are the ones with the mustache gold foils instead of the other ones you might have seen. I think they're still the same pickups. I don't know. I bet they're awesome. $475, hell of a price. I'm currently trying to get it. We'll see what happens.
I hope that works out. Hey, should we interrupt the best of the week and check out a tip from a pro?
Oh, hell yeah. Gillander Guitars. Let's check out what he's got to say.
Hey folks, Chad Gillander from Gillander Guitars. Today I'm going to walk you through the steps that I go through to take a fretboard off of a guitar neck. This is an old Harmony Master that I've been working on. And so, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scalpel. To minimize the chips on this old brittle finish, I'm going to take that scalpel and then just run it along and score the line where the fretboard meets the neck. I do it on both sides, all right? And then on my bench here, I've got this heat blanket. This is actually the same heat blanket that I use when I'm bending the sides when I build guitars. So I take the neck and I lay it down on the blanket. These old guitars were put together with high glue, and high glue releases really well with heat, all right? So I let that cook for a little bit, I let that glue loosen up, and then I take this very small palette knife and just really gently, making sure I'm working into the glue joint, not the wood, I slowly start to work that into the joint, all right? And eventually it'll start to slip in there pretty easily, and just work it back and forth and get it in there. Once I know that I've got the glue releasing, I actually take the same knife and I just run it down the edge of the fretboard on both sides, all right? And then to get the final step of the way, I take this larger palette knife. It's gonna reach right into the center of the neck, and I do the same thing. I just slowly work into that joint and slowly go down through. That's the key to this whole thing, so you don't get any wood chips. Slowly work it all the way down from one end of the board to the other. And then, once I've gone through, I've got a nice clean release of the fretboard from the neck, and I am ready to carry on with the rest of the steps that I need to get this thing back together and back playing as good or better than it was when it was new. All right, hope you enjoyed. Take care. Bye.
So, thank you very much. Awesome tip.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, really appreciate you taking the time. One of our first interviews, so go back and check that out. Get back to Best of the Week. Next one for me, out of Enfield, Connecticut, $950, a Carl's Custom Amps 5C3 Octal Deluxe.
Nice.
So, basically, this is, everybody knows the 5E3 Tweed Deluxe. This is essentially a version of that with octal preamp tubes. And I'm not familiar with these. I've never played one, but the research I've done, that's supposed to give it I guess a slightly later gain onset, a little bit smoother on the volume pots, and really give it a thicker tone, especially on the clean side of things. So,
out of Quincy, this is really nice actually. I don't know if it's worth $10,000. Probably is. A 1951 Martin D28. There's no way I'd contact this guy to buy this, so I didn't really read the description of what it did need or didn't need, or what was done to it, what wasn't done to it. $10,000 for a guitar, it's an investment.
But that's the kind of thing that if you want a guitar like that, one, a D28, I've said it before, I think it's like the quintessential dreadnought guitar.
Sure, couldn't agree more.
Right? And something that old, the 50s was a great era for American guitars in general. And that kind of thing is really, once you start getting there, it's worth what you're willing to pay for it. Really cool to see one on Craigslist, though. I mean, you don't see...
It's a little weird, like a weird trap.
It could be.
Yeah. Come with cash.
Yeah. Maybe in a CVS parking lot with a briefcase full of cash, you'll get this 51 bar. Last one for me is a cool parts caster, I thought, for $875 out of the Lowell, Nashua, New Hampshire area. So this is like the guy called it a 60s style hardtail, Strat style guitar, basically. Ash body, Fender hardware, supposedly a fat all parts neck with a nice rosewood board on it. It's got Fender Pure Vintage 65 pickups in the guitar.
Yeah.
I have those in one of my guitars. They're nice sounding pickups. Hardtail nitro finish, sort of relic style guitar, right? It's got oxidized hardware and all that stuff. But really cool guitar. I bet he's got more than $875 into it.
Last one for me, Best of the Week, out of Sturbridge. It's my man selling those Fender Champ, those Champ clones. I think he's got the same one that I've got. It's just in a different cabinet or whatever. It looks awesome. Great amp. $225. How can you beat that? I can't believe he's selling it that cheap. I want to email him and say, "Bud, charge $300. Charge $350."
Yeah. And this one he's got. I think he said there's an 8-inch speaker in there now, but he's got it so you could easily swap out a 10 if you wanted to.
It's fucking loud.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't blast that amp right now.
People get 5-watt tube amps thinking like, oh, that's a great bedroom amp. Hell no. I mean, the 5-watt tube amp is a loud amp, so.
Yeah.
Holy shit is right.
Yeah.
Speaking of holy shit, you got some worst of the weeks this week, huh?
Oh, man, yeah, we sure do. All right, we're going to go into it really quick. We're going to make this easy, like ripping a Band-Aid off. There's a white Epiphone out of wherever. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Is that the sale of the century or something?
Yep. There is a Harmony out of wherever with a weird custom paint job going for $600. Ghoulish paint job. Right? That's what it is. It's like skeletons. The last one is a 2002 Faded SG for $1,300 out of Stewart, Rhode Island. That is an inaccurate price in EB. Charging much less money for a Faded SG.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it's
think
American made. I know. Yeah, it was the early 2000s. I had a faded Les Paul. Not worth $1,300.
Yeah, we had a faded SG that we sold a couple months ago. Yeah, I mean, they're just, that's probably a $600 guitar.
Hey, what time is it?
I think it's time to take a little trip over to the pedal corner. What do you think?
You got it, buddy.
All right. So, got away from overdrives there for a week or so, but here we're going back to it. So, this week on Pedal Corner, we have a King Tone Duelist. So these are, if you pay attention to, you know, a lot of YouTube guitar-related content, these pedals have been featured on a lot of channels and a lot of things quite a bit. These are cool. So they're made by King Tone out of England. Essentially, what this is a dual overdrive with a blues breaker, or a circuit based on a blues breaker on one side, and on the other side, a circuit based on a tube screamer. It's really, I think people, or the design of this pedal, a lot of people use it when they're really going for that, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan type sound, which is there's companies that you know, build a brand around trying to replicate some of the sounds and tones that he got. And a lot of people have tried to emulate him as a player. This is, you know, a tool that I think is right up the alley for somebody who's looking for something like that. This is a cool pedal. It's pretty expensive, but beware when you look for these online. If this is something you're into, because it's a cool stackable thing, you can get a lot of different sounds out of it by, you know, using the two sides individually or combining them. There you go.
What is it? What's the pedal?
The King Tone Duelist.
Damn, that looks cool.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What the is that?
A 1960s K Jumbo. These are, they all have the same characteristics, right? Like, if they haven't been taken care of, the neck angle's off. Usually the frets are worn down. Not on this one. This has upgraded tuners, which I can't say enough about. That's the best thing in the world. Who wants those old shitty ones? Definitely needs a neck reset. Could use a new bridge, new saddle. It's probably got a fair amount of work into it. It'd be a nice Baxendale conversion candidate. We'd let it go for $350 local.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd let it go for that. Of course. Those spruce tops on these old Ks are gorgeous and they're awesome. Hey, while we're at it, what the fuck is that?
So what we have here, something really cool we came across from Chicago, Illinois, in the 60s. This is a McGowan M102 PA head. Yeah. It's a 10-watt tube PA head that was converted into a guitar amp by a gentleman who runs Croker Amps in Oregon. So I've seen a few of these. They're all a little bit different. This one, basically, it's very Marshall sounding in its flavor.
Yeah, totally.
You know, basically sounds like a little 10-watt Marshall head, but it's super cool and super unique. Definitely loud enough to jam with a band. Yep. And it's a cool thing because nobody else has one.
I don't think we've priced it out yet. So.
Yeah, but...
inquire within, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. McGowan M102 PA head turned into a mini Marshall sounding guitar head.
Ooh,
that's
sweet. Yeah.
I cannot.
I can't believe that we were able to do the show and then someone would watch, and then I can't believe we were getting people to do interviews, and now I can't believe I'm just hey man, you want to send me a 30-second video of you doing something cool, and I'll put it on my dumb show. This is awesome.
People are doing it, man.
No This Old Harmony next week, but Glenn's coming back with a vengeance next week. We'll have that one queued up for you guys, and more tips from pros. Honestly, there's a line of them, and I've got them in the queue. So we're not just boneheads making fun of ovations.
No, we're more than that.
Although I'll go back to it. I'll go back to it at any time.
Yeah, no, I think we're a couple of boneheads that we're kind of making fun of Fender Acoustasonic Jazz Masters.
Who is it though?
And we talk about guitars and stuff in our basements and dining rooms.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, cool. Oh, this week, we're interviewing Mike from Calbrand Designs.
Thank you, Craigslist.
Thank you very much, Craigslist. See you later. We're not necessarily humbugging that has become fucking painfully obvious.